Okay, we are back. I'm very happy to have on the Goldstein on Gelt show Mindy Ajzner, who I know for many, many years because of the work that she did with an organization in setting up called Chaim BePlus. This was her brainchild that started after she had helped many, many people get out of debt. Mindy, real pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
So I know that one of the things you really focus on is helping young people get started right. When, in your experience, you've dealt with many, many young people, how much do they really know about personal finance when they get started in life?
Well, they know a few key things, like how much does a cappuccino or a piece of pizza cost at the local restaurant or cafe. They know how to buy stuff on the eBay. And most importantly, they know how to press the right button so that Abba and Ima buy them whatever they want.
That doesn't sound good. Okay. And what does that kind of teach them fundamentally about finance?
Right. So they know how to work on it on the emotional level, and they don't have the skills, the literacy that one really needs in order to navigate the modern world. And that's why they need financial education.
So what's kind of the biggest thing they're missing?
Right. So first of all, negotiation skills, learning how to get the right price on everything that you buy, knowing how banks and credit cards works. Also really important about employment. What's minimum wage? What does it say on my salary slip? What are the taxes and social insurance issues? And understanding and mainly not being scared of all this. In other words, overcoming the block that a lot of people have towards documents or tables and things that they see, and knowing that that can be really friendly and something that really gives us a better quality of life if we just understand what it says.
Why do you suppose people are so scared of dealing with it?
Well, it's a lot of it is the association that they have about their relationship with money, which they pick up in their own homes when people grow up. They might hear their parents fighting about money. They might hear their parents commenting always on what the neighbor has and what trips they went on and how everyone has something and we don't have it. And these attitudes seep into the kids as they're growing up. And that's why it's really important to start very, very early, giving kids a really good feeling about what it means to be independent and to appreciate what you have.
So if people are growing up in a household where, let's say, it's kind of an unhealthy financial situation, how can they really change? You know, a lot of times we say your habits are your habits and you learn them from your parents. So can someone really be financially responsible if he's coming from a non-financially responsible household?
Right. Well, that's why in Chaim BePlus we have a system called mentoring, and we bring in college students to mentor kids that are in high school. And I think that this is really the key. If you have a role model of someone who has a positive financial attitude, who knows how to make money and save it and handle it and feel good about it, then that person will influence you to go onto the right track. And that's what I really, really believe in, is having good role models. And a lot of times it might mean breaking away from the preconceived notions that you got as a child and going off on a new path, which is a positive path of being in plus.
We're speaking with Mindy Ajzner, who, speaking of being in plus, set up an organization called Chaim BePlus, which is Hebrew for living in the plus as opposed to living in the minus. Mindy actually worked as a bookkeeper and a family debt counselor, and she volunteered to help people to get out of debt before she, in fact, established this very important organization that's really helping people throughout Israel get out of debt. And I'm sure that many of the tools that you teach are actually applicable to people all over the world, which is one of the reasons I was happy to have you on the show here today. You know, you mentioned something before which kind of got me curious. You said that one of the skills that a lot of young people lack is negotiation skills. Is negotiation per se really an important financial skill that people need?
Oh, totally. There's really no such thing as a fixed price, and it's quite shocking when you find out that not only on El Al's airlines, but also at your local bank, people are paying all different rates on their service charges. And it's sort of whoever negotiated a better price is saving money. And it's true with in all aspects of everything that we're purchasing. There's always you can do better. It includes the service charges that people are paying on their pension funds. All these are negotiation, and that also applies to salaries. Asking your boss for a raise, knowing how to do that, how to get your worth on the market. If you're a young person starting out, finding out what the wages are that you can expect. All this takes a lot of confidence and a lot of skills, which our mentors are giving to the young people.
Well, what about the issue of investing? Let's say that someone learns to save a little bit. Now it's time to start investing. Is that something that you feel people can really learn, or they should learn, or they should just, let's say, put it in whatever work fund is available as part of their pension and let it ride?
Well, it's really a mathematical calculation, Doug, like figuring out like how long you hope to live for and how long you think it's realistic that you're going to be working and having income. And then you must divide up the amount of your income to last all the years until the end of your life. And it's really comes down to very simple math. And that amount is the amount that you have to put aside.
Okay, as we're coming near the end, I want to focus on I think one of the main areas where you've really influenced society, which is dealing with teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Not to pick on teens, but a lot of people say that they are very much of the mindset to live for today and not to think of tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So, we can sit and show them charts and graphs and why you need to save X amount and let it grow, and then one day you'll retire. But somehow I don't think that speaks to them. Mm-hmm. What is it that you can do to get younger people actually interested in topics like budgeting and saving?
Right. Well, like I said, it's role models. When you bring in people that show them, if you, let's say, give up a hamburger every day, then at the end of the year you can buy a motorcycle, and then with that motorcycle you can have a job delivering newspapers, and from that money you can pay for your education, and from that money you can buy a house, and so on and so on. And when these role models come in and show them exactly how they did it, it serves as an inspiration. And we're really out not only to inform and educate, but to really inspire people about what the benefits are of being financially independent, not having to go to your parents for money, letting your parents grow old and have enough for what they need, and you going out on your own way. And that's what Chaim BePlus educates for. It's also the knowledge, but it's also the role modeling and the inspiration that you need to get you going and motivated to work on those tools.
Got it. So it's actually important, the interaction I think you're talking about between young people and their parents. And of course, my guess is, unfortunately, probably many of the listeners to the show are the parents and not the young people. But if you were going to give parents advice for, when your kid comes to you and says that, he wants to buy something, can I have the credit card? What would you tell them to say?
Right. Well, it's a matter of a budget. In other words, there has to be a set amount that every young person has to their disposal, and it's up to them to make the choices how they want to spend it. And here, I'm not talking about a certain amount. The amount doesn't really matter. It matters how they come to their decisions and whether they're guided by good values and thinking properly about choosing purchases that will further themselves, or just wasting it on things that easily are disposed of. So we, as parents, we have to guide our children to make good decisions with the money that we're giving them, and to learn how to save up money for the future, for their future goals.
All right. It's true. I think we really do have to lead by example on the one hand, and also lead by not enabling the kids to become bad at handling their money. Mindy, in the last few seconds, because we're just about out of time, tell me, how can people learn more about what you're doing and follow your work?
Right. We would love you to look on our website, Chaim BePlus, and we're opening courses in private homes, which are hosted by the parents. And any parents who have kids 17 to 21 years old can get a group together of 10 kids, and we'll be happy to send a mentor to your home. This is talking about Israel, of course. And we'll be happy for you to contact us through the website and enroll your kids in a course.
Okay, fantastic. We will put a link to that in the show notes of today's show at goldsteinongelt.com. Mindy, first of all, thank you for the work you're doing, because I really think it helps everyone when people are financially responsible. And thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Doug. It was a pleasure.
You've been listening to the Goldstein on Gelt Show with money maven Doug Goldstein. Doug's weekly radio show is heard around the world, but if you miss it, you can download the podcast at www.goldsteinongelt.com. The Goldstein on Gelt Show gives you up-to-date financial ideas so you can get on the path to financial freedom. If you'd like your questions answered on the air or off, send Doug an email to doug@profile-financial.com. It's your money for your future, so join Doug every week to build your wealth on the Goldstein on Gelt Show.